Hello. Okay, the last video I told you about why people become fanatics. The reason why they become fanatics is they can no longer adjust to society for whatever reason. Most of the time, it's because of emotional, psychological reasons that prevent them. So they start looking for ideas that will praise, excuse, or turn their failings into a moral good. A person who is a communist wants to become a communist because it gives them a reason. It treats their need to be sadistic to other people, condescending other people who do not agree with them, as inferior, and to express their sadistic urge to mistreat people. The same with Islam, the same with Christianity. The same with feminism, the same with Nazis. It is basically someone who is screwed up, looking for the easy, cheap way out for self-esteem by having an idea that says it's nothing's their fault. And by adhering to this group, you are perfect, you are superior, and anyone else deserves to be subjected, oppressed, or annihilated. The last group I said is this is a result of the us versus them dynamic. It appeals such groups, such ideas that say create an us versus them dynamic by annihilating an other, may it be an idea or a person, is really just a way for the people to project their personal flaws and Jungarian shadow on someone else. Once that other is eliminated, you cannot escape for your shadow. You can run as fast as you can. It's still there. So you'll end up having a group of people who know how to cause problems, who have problems, and until their internal problems are resolved, they're going to turn on to each other, and it's just going to create a schism split. It's just a mess. Now, the other thing about fanaticism is they have a tendency to overlook problems. We see this in the 2016 presidential election. In the presidential election, you have Trump, who's being accused of rumors of being a pedophile. And then you have rumors of Hillary Clinton covering up for her husband for being a pedophile. We have got the two worst candidates that this nation could have had. Now, the reason this is happening is the people on the left, Hillary, are constantly pointing out the flaws of Trump. Yet when the same flaws are pointed out in their camp, they hide, lie, and deny, or transmute that as a good. The same for the Trump on the right. Trump has been known to have scandals, Trump University, fraud, connections to the mafia. And people who support him either ignore it, deflect the criticism to some other subject, or just say that his flaws, no matter how damaging they as a moral good. So you got two people who refuse to fucking clean house competing for power. This is what happens with fanaticism when you have a group of fanaticism. You end up having a group of people who have problems, project their problems on another group, destroy that other group or other idea, come to dominance. They start turning on each other because that's all they know. But they end up they don't criticize the in-group. So if you are of this in-group, what will happen is people who are thieves, liars, and scam artists and just basically corrupt will become the leadership and start taking advantage of the in-group. It becomes a predatory leadership. Now, when the leadership is corrupt and becomes incompetent, it won't take long for another crash to happen. The group will not only split, it will fall apart because it just cannot stand on its own 2 feet. Because all the people inside join the group to avoid having their flaws criticized. No one and since their esteem and superiority comes from association, to say that this person is corrupt or this person is a pedophile is to say to the follower who is of these things of the same thing. When Obama was elected, I think it was Lil Wayne. He said, "We be president now." No. You not president. Obama president. But that's just to illustrate that people join groups as a cheap and easy and dishonest way of getting self-esteem. And so because of this, they are not going to look inside the group and clean up their own house. Any house that's not cleaned up, any house where you aren't looking for the problems and solving them, is a group that's doomed from the start. Now, the other reason why people become fanatical is during times of chaos. It is a quest for stability. Right now, we're in an economic downturn. And last time that happened was World War II, Germany. Mass movements all the time. Because everything was falling apart and people wanted stability. That's what a mass movement does. It's just another reason to, by sheer will of the group, to create a stable society. Problem with fanaticism, as described, is it's doomed. The way it gets people to adhere to a certainty makes it doomed to the start. Sure, at first it gets shit done, but once that group is established, it's doomed to split, civil war, and corruption, and thus defeating the purpose of the fanaticism, the mass movement to begin with.